What's up, you guys? Godzilla Fan Freaks coming at you today with another review. And today is another movie review, and it is the review of the Blu-ray series of Mothra, Rebirth of Mothra, more or less, 1, 2, and 3. Just going to dig straight on into this review with the front cover of this. Very nice front cover here of Mothra Leo. You got Rebirth of Mothra 1, 2, and 3. The Toho Godzilla collection and remastered in high definition there. And then on the back side, you got each movie with, descriptions and everything like that. And then you open up the little flap and open it up. You got Rebirth of Mothra on the first disc, and then you got 2 and 3 on the second disc. Now, this is the first time that we have gotten a release of Rebirth of Mothra 3 here in the States, so this was a very nice, addition to add, other than, getting a pirated version or seeing it on TV and, putting it on your DVR or something. We actually get an official release of Mothra 3 on home video. So that's nice, and I'm not really a fan of the Rebirth of Mothra movies. I pretty much just bought this mainly just because it is a nice piece of kaiju history in Toho, and another nice little addition to the collection. But other than that, two of my favorite kaiju are from these movies. You got Desghidorah and Dagarla, so no complaints there. Rebirth of Mothra 1 is mainly, Desghidorah's movie. He steals that movie. He just steals the show in that movie. I love Desghidorah, even though he does sound like a dying elephant. But other than that, Rebirth of Mothra is a great film. The music in Rebirth of Mothra is really good. The monster action is pretty much flawless in all three movies. That's one thing I will say about all three movies, is that the monster action and the music is just amazing in all three films. The only thing that hurts the Mothra series, that a lot of people, that we all agree on, is the kid elements, and that they are geared towards children. And I will say it kind of does suck that Gamera and Mothra, if you look at it this way, they kind of swapped places, because these movies came out in the mid-90s when, Godzilla died, more or less, or around that time. And so we had the Gamera trilogy, which was very serious. All three of those movies are considered some of the best kaiju movies out there. And then you got the Mothra trilogy, which, great action, great monster fights, and great music and everything, but they just got the kid element, and Mothra kind of trades places with Gamera as the new friend of children. At least that's the way it feels. That is the only thing that hurts all three of these movies, in my opinion, and kind of makes them a little bit of a pain to watch. I will say, every time the kids are on screen, I usually go do something else, or I just don't pay attention entirely, because I just can't stand it. Whether it's in the English dubbed or the Japanese, I cannot stand it. The kid elements just hurt these movies that much for me. But like I said, the monster action and the music save everything from that, in my opinion. On to Rebirth of Mothra 2. Rebirth of Mothra 2 is the one that a lot of people hate. A lot of people hate that one the most out of this trilogy. But my opinion, Rebirth of Mothra 2 is actually my favorite. And I don't know if more or less, I like Rebirth of Mothra 2 the best just because of the story. I think the story is really cool. I'm always a sucker for kind of that underwater temple type deal and crap like that. So, I want to say that's what suckered me into it, is just the story. I really like the story of Rebirth of Mothra 2. I like Dagarla. Awesome monster, the way he was created, the purpose he was created, and then it kind of backfired on that civilization. Again, the music in Rebirth of Mothra 2, I want to say, is some of the best music composed for the Mothra trilogy. The monster action in Rebirth of Mothra 2 is awesome. I love the fight scenes between Mothra and Dagarla in Rebirth of Mothra 2. Very awesome fights. And now on to Rebirth of Mothra 3. Well, I'll say that after I do Rebirth of Mothra 3 here. But on to Rebirth of Mothra 3. Very cool to see King Ghidorah in this series. And it's Grand King Ghidorah, actually. Probably his most badass design ever. And it's actually, a lot of people say that the Grand King Ghidorah suit should have been like the King Ghidorah that went up against Godzilla and stuff like that. It really shouldn't have been in a Mothra movie. But overall, Rebirth of Mothra 3, it's a good film. Again, the kid elements. King Ghidorah's kind of a creep, though. He's kind of kidnapping all the kids. I do like the travel back in time to defeat younger Ghidorah and everything like that. Cretaceous Ghidorah. I do kind of like that little snippet. Mothra has to travel back in time, actually, to even stand a chance against Ghidorah. And, other than that, all three movies, they're decent. Again, not my favorite kaiju films, even though the second one is my favorite out of this trilogy. Other than that, they're all decent films. If you haven't picked this up yet, I highly recommend it, especially since this is Rebirth of Mothra 3's first release in the U.S. on official home video. And the only thing that I will say about this Blu-ray disc is the little icons for all the monsters on the back. They have all the monsters for Rebirth of Mothra, the first one, and then they have all the monster icons for Rebirth of Mothra 3. But in Rebirth of Mothra 2, they're missing a lot. On Rebirth of Mothra 1 and 3, they have everything from Mothra to Des Ghidorah to King Ghidorah, and they even have the fairy Mothra and the Gagaru that the little fairies ride. But in friggin' Rebirth of Mothra 2, all they have for the monster little circle icons, they just have Mothra and, Fairy Mothra. And it's like, okay, where's Gagaru and where's the little icon for Dagarla? Come on, he deserves some. Dagarla is probably the most original kaiju out of this trilogy because you got Grand King Ghidorah, which is just, King Ghidorah again. And then you got Des Ghidorah, which is kind of another original idea, but he's kind of like King Ghidorah's brother / cousin, so I wouldn't call him an original kaiju idea. But Dagarla is more of the original kaiju idea from this trilogy. And so that's about it, you guys. That's my review on this Blu-ray trilogy set. Recommend you pick it up. Definitely a good addition to the collection, whether you love the movies or you hate them. Again, I'm kind of 50-50 on them. But anyway, you guys, that's about it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed. We are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Like always, please comment, like, and subscribe. And we will see you guys in the next video review. Thank you for watching.